There is something palpable about the dispossession of people born since 1997 who have never known anything but Blairism, mass migration, the deprivation of job opportunities and housing, that mean they're not in tune with the liberal paradigm anymore, and they're more likely to direct their energy towards someone like Nigel Farage.
Oh, but a vote for reform is a vote for Labour.
A vote for reform is a vote for the Labour Party.
A vote for the Conservatives is a vote for Labour. You both impose the exact same policies. Two different corporate management arms of UK PLC. Sky-high taxes, bankrolling foreign wars, net zero madness, deranged levels of immigration. You're indistinguishable from each other.
I've been dreaming of a time when the English are sick to death of Labour and Tories, dreaming of a time when to be English is not to be painful, to be standing by the flag, not feeling shameful.
Vote Labour for more mass migration. Vote Conservative for more mass migration.
We will reduce net migration from the hundreds of thousands to the tens of thousands.
And immigration will be at levels our country can manage. No ifs, no buts.
We're bringing down the numbers to sustainable levels.
Net migration needs to come down radically from hundreds of thousands a year to just tens of thousands. Immigration benefits Britain, but it needs to be controlled. It needs to be fair.
Britain does not need net migration in the hundreds of thousands every year.
So work with us, not against us, and we'll better control immigration.
Brexit must mean control of the number of people who come to Britain from Europe.
What people want and what they will get is control of our own immigration system.
But I am clear that our immigration system must change.
Because our asylum system is fundamentally broken, and we have a responsibility to act. Our immigration system is broken, and we will fix it.
Uncontrolled immigration creates unmanageable demands on our NHS and on our welfare state.
We were too slow to recognise the scale of the problem, too unwilling to accept that our legal framework needed to be updated.
Because you've made this promise at every single election, and in fact, you've delivered the complete opposite. Because of policies you've implemented, the numbers have gone up and up and up. So I ask again, why should voters believe you?
The Conservatives have betrayed that trust. They've opened up the borders to mass immigration like we've never seen before. And they deserve to pay a price for that.
We want to put voices in Westminster that truly believe in Britain, do not want the minds of our kids being poisoned, and to tell them that actually they should be proud of this country, proud to be British, and optimistic about the future.
The vibe is shifting and the public's relish for reform is resonating more than ever. New poll shows Farage's Reform Party just 2 points behind the Tories, and some of it was conducted before Farage even announced he was running. Oh, we're just getting started. Now back to that crucial poll I just mentioned. Thanks to Ground News, I can instantly access every story on it and compare coverage. Interesting how even at this early stage the media is calling it a nightmare for the Tories, with another outlet even saying that Farage has driven the Conservatives to a state of near psychological collapse. There seems to be equal consensus on both left and right that this could spell disaster for Rishi Sunak. Ground News helps me track all this and shine a spotlight on misleading narratives. You can check this out for yourself at ground.news/PJW, the link link is down below. If you're a news junkie like me, Ground News is the Rosetta Stone of breaking news and media monitoring. Instead of wasting time wading through scores of different websites, everything is there in one place, helping you stay informed of breaking news developments as they happen. You can also check into things like media ownership to see who is funding each source, which can heavily influence their narrative. And yes, they sponsor me, but I actually use Ground News daily. I've got it bookmarked because it's an invaluable tool in crafting these very videos and articles that you'll read on my website. It's going to be a massive year of news, considering not just the UK election, but also Trump versus Biden in November. So especially as we get closer to voting day, instead of arguing with that crazy uncle of yours, you can use Ground News to show them they might only be getting one side of the story. So it's never been a better time to check out ground.news/PJW or scan the QR code on the screen. They're currently offering my viewers 40% off the Vantage plan, which is the one I use for unlimited access. Or you can try it for less than £1 a month. Crucially, they're independently owned and subscriber funded. Subscribers support their mission to hold the media accountable. And I can't emphasize this enough, but by supporting my sponsor, you support me directly. That's how I'm able to continue doing what I do. So thanks again to Ground News. Now we cross live to Birmingham for an update on how diversity is our greatest strength. Out campaigning in Small Heath today, I came across this. Wheelchairs and pushchairs totally unable to pass. Residents have been complaining to the Labour-run council for 3 weeks to no avail. They dumped their shit all over the street. Then instead of hiring a skip or taking it to the tip for free like everyone else does, they blamed the council. And we wonder why the country itself's turning into one giant refuse site. Britain 2024.
It's diabolical, mate. The UK is absolutely finished, bro.
Dumps rubbish in own driveway. What did the council mean by this? This is in Small Heath, where 95% of the residents are non-white, and 65% of them have never worked. Just a coincidence, I'm sure.
It's diabolical, mate.
Meanwhile, not far away in Coventry, locals are debating the hot-button issue of whether 9 barber shops in a single street is enough. They're not barber shops.
I feel like a foreigner in my own country. Why do you think everyone's moving out of London?
Fly around the world, married to the game. Too afraid, I ain't gonna change.
Do Brits have culture? I feel Brits don't really have culture. If anything, they've stolen it.
You wouldn't get it, mate.
They've stolen it.
Some bint chucked a milkshake over Nigel Farage. Corbynista, single mother, OnlyFans account, check, check, check. Ah, the 3 ingredients of fatherlessness. Then the same establishment media that shits the bed every time Sadiq Khan or any mainstream politician gets heckled in the street by a white van man said Farage basically deserved it.
It's definitely a humbling moment for Nigel Farage and a good reminder that he is a divisive figure.
In fact, the political class in the UK is so detached from ordinary people, very simple things confuse them.
Sorry, can I give my favourite bit of listening to him give the speech? Because there were shouts from the crowd of, louder, louder! At which point, his press officer picks up this big loudspeaker and puts it on his head. And for the whole speech, he has got a loudspeaker on his head, standing next to Nigel Farage.
As for Labour, well, I've got no confidence that they'll reduce the numbers coming in either. And you know the problem? These people, unlike you in Clacton.
He's putting a loudspeaker on his head so the crowd can hear Farage better. Oh no, what's going on?
And puts it on his head.
Go on, Gwaine. This from The Newsagents, a smarmy metropolitan elitist podcast for the political class.
The Newsagents.
You don't care that Brexit has made Clacton worse off?
Yeah, because the newsagents really care about impoverished working class poor people.
The Newsagents.
Sponsored by HSBC, the same bank that literally just got fined 6.2 million quid for screwing over impoverished working class poor people. They really care about the poor, though.
You don't care.
Forecasts show that if Reform keeps building this kind of momentum during this election and helps to see the complete destruction of the Tories, therefore creating a fertile ground for a real right-wing opposition, at the next election they could actually get more seats than the Tories and become the #1 opposition party in the country to Labour. Are you ready for the Farage wave?
He's bottled it.
Piers,
You've bottled it.
You've never had the bottle to stand.
You've bottled it, mate. I'm not a politician.
You've stood. No one.
I'm not a politician.
Well, you're not even a TV.
You've bottled it.
But you're now prepared.
You're here pretending to represent a party. You're not even prepared to represent it.
Stop.
Look.
Could you please answer the question? Yes.
In the 90s and noughties, I stood for UKIP time and again. We were a pressure group before elections. If we saved a deposit, that was cause for an all-night party. I've had one serious attempt at standing for Parliament. Do you know what happened?
No.
You lost.
And people in the street meeting me and saying, why are you not standing? And I give my explanation, but I could see almost a slump of the shoulders, almost a sort of sense of, Nigel, we've been with you on this journey, and indeed millions have, for many, many years, and you're letting us down. So I got home on Saturday night, and I began to become filled with a sense of guilt. How could I? In fact, how dare I let down these millions of people who helped me gain the biggest constitutional win for centuries by getting us out of the European Union? So I changed my mind. Now, some journalists criticise that, but you know, when have you not changed your mind about something quite big? I said, yeah, I'm going to do it.